welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello. My name's Carmen. I have new videos on Tuesdays and Fridays about fashion, beauty, and lifestyle vlogging. So if you guys are interested in any of that, please consider subscribing. So I'm filming in a new spot today. I'm at my desk. I think it's really cute with the pampas grass. And I think I get a little bit of better lighting in here. So let me know if you guys like it. Before I get started, my outfit's from Urban. Everything will be linked in the description box down below, especially the items that I'm going to talk about today. So today's video is really interesting. It's comparing 3 nail extension DIY systems that I've used at home. So those 3 are the dip powder nail system, the Polygel nail system, and then the Gel X nail system. So I love trying different DIYs that you can do at home. I've done DIY lash extensions, DIY bleach tie-dye, and DIY hemming your pants and stitching your pants. So I love doing things at home and sharing it with you guys and saving money. So if you guys are interested in learning about these 3 nail extension systems, just please keep on watching. So I actually started filming like a DIY step-by-step tutorial on dip powder nail extensions because that's what I started with, and then I progressed to Polygel for reasons that I will share with you, and then finally I've landed on the Gel X system for additional reasons that I will share with you guys throughout this video. So I actually did film like separate step-by-step tutorials, so I'll just overlay those clips you guys can watch as I talk through everything. So if you're new to doing your nails at home, especially nail extensions, all of this may be confusing and has a lot of steps and terminology. So I'm going to give you guys an overview of how I use each system to build a nail extension. So I'm just going to start in the order that I discovered them. So the first one is the dip system. So you can use the dip powder just on your natural nails, and people also use it to help them grow their nails, but I like my nails like really long and pretty, and I really am pretty impatient with growing them out. So I went ahead and purchased the nail tips. So you use some nail glue and glue it onto your nail, and then you would continue on with the 3 steps of the dip powder system. The brand that I use is Kira Sky. I purchased the 4-step nail system. I have 3 with me today. You technically only need the first 3 bottles to build a nail extension. The bottle is a top coat. So number 1 is called Bond. It's just a dehydrator for your nails, so there's no oil or excess moisture. 2 is called the base. It is used in conjunction with the dip powder to build the form. And then 3 is called Seal Protect, which you apply over every layer of step 2. It hardens the base and the dip powder together to make your nail hard and create the shape. And that's how I would create a nail extension using the dip powder. So personally for me, because you're building layers, it's very easy to create bumps, and you have to smooth it out and shape it with either a nail file or a nail drill, and I found myself spending a lot of time, and at the end of the day my nail was still a little bit bumpy. So then I moved on to Polygel. So this is the base coat. The set is from Marquette. After you cure the base coat on your nails, you go ahead and build your nails with the nail dual forms. So this is like the nail builder gel. It comes in like these little squeezy bottles. You squeeze it onto the little like spatula that they give you, and you scrape it into the nail form. Then you'll use the brush with the solution in order to shape the gel to however you like in the nail form, and then once you're happy with it, you just stick it onto your natural nail with the base coat and then cure it under the nail lamp, and that's your shape. After that, you file off like the excess that might come around the cuticle area and shape your tip, and then you're done. So this Polygel kit really solved the issue that I had with the dip nail system, which was dealing with the multiple layers and then the bumps that might come from that. So that's the overview of the Polygel system. And finally, I have the Jelly Tips Soak Off Starter Kit from Kira Sky. So this is also a 4-step system. I mainly use the first 3. The 4th is a top coat. You can use like any brand of top coat, but Kira Sky does provide you with a top coat in this set. And the really cool thing about this Gel X system is I can get it out without popping it open. It comes with the nail form extensions, and it covers the entire nail. So the plastic tips that I was using was only just the tip, but the Gel X systems cover your entire nail, and they're also made of gel. So you can actually soak it off in acetone together. So that's really cool. So the first step is a prep. It's like a dehydrator again. The second step is a primer. I believe it helps the extension stick to your nail. And then third is the glue that you would cure using the lamp that is provided in this kit. So this is called the Beyond Pro Flash Cure LED lamp. It's actually a really interesting design. It is made for an individual nail. And then fourth is the top coat. And that is the Gel-X nail system that I use. So that was the overview of the 3 nail extension systems. So I've been doing my nails at home for a few months now, and the most important thing that I've learned that I want to share with you guys is that nail prep is the most important. So if you're going to spend any time doing your nails at home, definitely really learn and take the time to prep your nail. And what I mean by that is really try to keep the nail plate clean and spend the extra time and effort to remove any debris or dead skin cells off of your nail. The cleaner the nail plate is, the better each of these systems will bond onto your natural nail and the longer it will last. I definitely notice if I rush my nail prep for any reason, like if I'm in a rush or anything, I definitely noticed more lifting and then my nails bothering me, and then I'll have to take it off. So definitely master your nail prep. So I put together some pros and cons on my iPad, so I'm going to go over each of them. I'm going to start with the dip powder system. So the pros of the dip powder system is that you don't need an LED light. I know some people don't like using an LED light. It's just extra steps, extra stuff to buy. Another pro of the dip powder system is that you can actually use it to give your natural nails some strength, and a lot of people use it as a way to grow their natural nails. That is if it is removed properly without causing damage to the nail plate. So a con that I experienced is that because you layer the powder on your nail to build the shape, it's really easy to get bumped because you're manually painting on the glue by hand. And also you don't have a lot of time to like shape the nail with the glue because it will dry. So right after you apply the glue, you have to dip it into the powder. Because of that, you don't have a lot of time to be flexible with the shape, and then it's really easy to get like a bumpy nail. And because you have a bumpy nail, you spend a lot of time shaping and filing down the bumps. When I was filing it down, I was trying my best to get the cutest, prettiest shape. So a lot of times I would get really close to the cuticle, and of course I'm not a pro, so I would end up like giving myself scratches, and then it would bleed sometimes. So that was also one thing that I didn't like. I would go through all the trouble to make my nails all cute, and then I would have like the ugliest cuticles, and they would like have a little blood, and sometimes it would scab. So just FYI on that. But like, I'm really tough on myself, so that's why I go that far. And the last con that I have, the step 2, the base, that's the glue, it actually is likely for it to crust up on itself. And I've had bottles in the past where it's kind of glued itself shut. I don't know if you guys can see, but there is some buildup around it, and I really can't get around this. Like, I know I'm not a perfect user, so I guess I'm a good example, but definitely expect for this second step to like cake up on you. I'm so official here with my iPad, but I really have a bad memory, so I need to use it, and I want to give you guys the right details. So please excuse my little iPad here. So we're going to move on to the Polygel system. The pros that I have for the Polygel system that really solved my issues about the dip powder system is the nail dual form. So the form helps you create a really nice apex of the nail, which gives your nail a lot of strength and it won't like break off or anything. And because you're using the dual form to create the shape for you, it's already smooth once you cure it properly. I was so happy to have like really smooth nails with a beautiful apex, so that was really great, and that's a really good pro for the Polygel system. You also have the freedom to build your own style in the Polygel. I guess that would be the same for the dip powder. So you can build a square nail, a coffin nail, almond shape, stiletto shape. You really have a lot of freedom using the Polygel kit to build your nail. You don't need to buy anything new. You just need to learn how to build it and then file it. The last pro that I have for the Polygel system is that the Polygel system is the strongest if it is cured properly. So one thing is you really have to be really thorough with curing the nail that you build. Because you have the flexibility to build the shape, you can build it thin or you can build it thick. And if you end up building it on the thicker side, if you don't cure it properly, the inside will just be soft. I think that was definitely a learning curve. I really spent a lot of time curing it around. I would even turn my nails upside down to cure it because the nail form is actually on top. So I found if I cure it on the bottom, I would have a better chance of like curing the entire nail. And the last con is that they are really hard to take off. I actually had to look up a YouTube video on how to take them off. It's the same way. You file off the top coat and everything, cut down the nail extension, and then put it in an acetone soak. But I've noticed I had to soak it up to an hour plus, and even at that point I was kind of growing impatient. I kind of just like tore it off my nail, and I think this is because the polygel is so hard and strong. It takes a longer time for the acetone to like eat away at the material. So con is that polygel nails are really hard to take off. And yeah, now we're gonna move on to the Gel X system. The pros that I have for the Cura Sky jelly tips, it is very easy to use. I think out of these three systems, the Gel X system is the best for beginners. It's so easy. It's really similar to how you would like glue press on nails, but you just have to make sure with the step 3 that you don't get any bubbles. So you kind of just apply it from the base to the tip at an angle, and then you will make it flat. So that's the pro. It's super easy to use, and it's the easiest of these three systems. And also I'll throw in that this is the least time consuming, so you can get from beginning to end the fastest with the Gel X nail system. A lot of the work is already done for you because you just attach the entire nail tip to your natural nail. So the cons that I have for the Gel X system is that it may be hard for you to find the perfect fitting nail on every single one of your nails. That's actually the case for me, where I use their almond medium kit and none of the shapes given fit my pinky. I actually end up using the medium stiletto shape in size 8 and then shape it to the almond shape for my pinky because it is more narrow. So the last con that I have for this Gel X system is that if you wanted to try different nail shapes, you would have to buy all of the tips for that specific nail shape. So if I wanted like coffin or square, like I would have to buy them separately. So a lot of money being spent on the Gel X system if you're looking to like switch up the styles or shapes. So that's the pros and cons. I'm going to move on to cost. So I'm going to give you guys the rundown on how much I've spent on each system, because I know price is important and that's a big factor as to why we do our nails at home, to save money. And for cost, I'm just going to assume that you have nail files, nail cutters, cuticle pushers, everything like that. So I'm going to share with you guys now how much I spent. In total, I've spent about $60, $63 to be exact, but I know prices vary like on Amazon. So the Cura Sky 4-step dip powder system is about $36 right now on Amazon. And then the dip powders all vary by price, but I estimated that it would cost you like $15. The nail glue is $2, and then the plastic nail tips are about $12. So $63 to get started on your nail extension. So the polygel system is actually the cheapest. The Marquette kit actually comes with everything besides the light. So the Marquette kit is $20, and then the LED light that I bought is $22. I have these two extra colors here that I purchased in addition, but you don't need them. So to start with the polygel, you basically need $42. And then the Gel X system is actually the most expensive system. It was $100 in total. I found the kit that comes with the light, so I went with that kit. You technically don't need anything extra to build yourself the nail extension, but if you are doing like a gel nail design, you will need an LED light, but you can do like nail designs with regular nail polish. So that's the breakdown of what everything costs. So next I'm going to talk about the process. So generally how long I found myself spending building each nail extension from start to finish for each system. Because I know if you're doing your nails at home, it's going to take you longer because you're not a professional. So I want to give you guys the general scope on how long you should expect yourself myself spending doing each of these systems. So the times that I'm going to give you already include my prep time, which takes me about 10 to 20 minutes. So the Curious Sky dip powder system takes me about an hour from start to finish, and that's definitely like after the learning curve and getting a hang of everything. But I do want to say that the end result isn't perfect. Like, it comes out like a little bit bumpy or like has a dip here or there. It's definitely not smooth. The Polygel kit system, I definitely went through the learning curve, but I haven't mastered it because I've moved on to the gel-like system. So the Polygel kit system, including my prep time, takes me about an hour to an hour and a half. If I make a mistake, it takes me a long time to remove it or peel it off or rip it off my nail. And because you're applying the nail form to the top of your nail, the top of your nail might look perfect, but underneath it may be bumpy. So I did spend some time like filing down the inside, but obviously I didn't want to get too close to my skin because it gets hot and then it hurts. So I guess the top would come out perfect, but the bottom would come out bumpy. And then finally with the Curious Sky system, it takes me about half an hour to 45 minutes. Again, because there's not a lot to do, you just prep the nail, put the base on, prime, and cure the gel nail tip to your natural nail, and that's it. And there's not a lot of mistakes, there's not a lot of filing. You don't have a bumpy top and you don't have a bumpy bottom because all of it is already created for you. So I've shared with you how each of these systems work, the pros and cons, the costs, and how long it takes me to build a nail using each system. So finally, I want to share with you guys the kit that I would recommend. My favorite kit from these three systems is the Curious Sky Jelly Tip, the gel-like system, the most expensive system, the system with the least amount of learning curve, and gets me from beginning to end the fastest. So that's personally what I value. What I'm looking for from doing my nails at home is that I want to be able to do them efficiently, but I also want them to come out the best. And I guess I'm okay with investing in a system that really works for me and meets the needs that I'm looking for. So I'm really so happy with this. Definitely check out the Curious Sky system. So that's my thoughts on all of these systems. I hope I was thorough. I really wanted to take the time to compare these and think about them and share with you guys my thoughts. So if you guys found this video useful, I really appreciate if you could give it a like. If you're new here and like this video, please consider subscribing. Everything is linked in the description box down below, so you should be able to find everything there. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!